Hello everyone, my name is Suheida Asa. I am a participant in the group 20. In this final activity, we are going to talk about word formation processes. First of all, we are going to define shortening or abbreviations. It's the act or process of dropping one or more syllables from a word or phrase to form a shorter word with the same meaning. With the advances of science, medicine, politics, law, and commerce became necessary the use of the new terms and the need to abbreviate words. For example, HTML, Hypertext Markup Language, or CPR, Cardiopulmonary Resuscitation, or WH, Activity Approach, but generally are used in less formal contexts. For example, LOL, laughing out loud, or gym, for short word for gymnasium, or lab, from laboratory. There are three types: acronyms, initialisms, and clipping. Let's define clipping. It's a process which abbreviates a word to one of its parts with a consequent loss of phonetic material. Also, we can say that it's the result of deliberately dropping part of a word, usually either the end or the beginning, or less often both, while retaining the same meaning and the same word class. These some general examples: fash for the fashion, gas for gasoline, or telephone for the word phone. To better understand, these are some classification of clipping of the words. Back clipping, that deletes the final part of the word, thus preserving the initial portion. This is also called truncation. For example, tech, fan, teen, mic, rehab, or condo. The next classification are for clipping. The initial part is deleted. Preserve the final part of the word being the most outstanding. For example, venture, spite, phone, or burger. Some are graphically marked by an apostrophe like cause from the word because. The next one is edge clipping or ambi clipping. Deletes the initial and final part of the word. Preserve only the middle portion of the word. For example, fridge for refrigerator, or flu for influenza. Median clipping or contraction. As its name shows, it eliminates the middle part of the word, preserving both extremities. Its use is very rare and has a discontinuity in the base. For example, Anna for anorexia. The next slide we have random clipping. Retain some scattered letters, specifically consonants, from the base word. Observe on the slides some examples. And finally, we have suffixed clipping. Some part of the word is deleted and a suffix is added. This category is subdivided into three classes: clipped hypocoristic, which refer to the name; clippings with an IE or Y; and finally clippings with R. On the slide also you can see some example of this clipping. Now let's move on to another type of abbreviation: acronym. It's a word or name formed as an abbreviation from the initial component in a phrase in which initial letters of word in the phrase are pronounced as a word. Acronyms are written with capital letters when formed from a proper noun, as in the following examples. BIP, as very important people, or PIN, personal identification number. And finally, we have initialisms. It's a word that is formed using the first letter of the word in a phrase. It is pronounced like a series of letters, not like a word. Some common initialisms include UFO, which stands for Unidentified Flying Object. That's all for today. Until the next time. Bye-bye.